I'd like to welcome to the Metal Shop 101, Leslie Sanders. How you doing, Leslie?
Good. How are you?
All right, buddy. Let's talk Face the Music, man. Awesome album. Uh, First, I want to say, incredible video on Let's Get High. I
Oh, thank you.
watched that video I don't know how many times. And the thing is, it's so true. The storyline behind the video. I mean, I remember days, riding my bike to the record store and all that fun stuff, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, it seems like people that are kind of around our same age group. It's kind of the same story. Like we had our BMX bikes or whatever, and
Right.
we would, a lot of us had to, we'd have to earn money and do whatever, So we
Right.
just all of a sudden I started writing the lyrics, and all of a sudden that just popped in my head. Like, oh, okay, it worked out perfect.
Pretty cool. You guys just dropped a vinyl drop for Face the Music on Night of the Vinyl Dead. I mean, how does it feel in 2026 to have, your songs on an album spinning on a turntable, man?
Well, I gotta still I gotta still listen to it myself. But I have them. I have some, and I just gotta hook up the turn. I'm just so busy dealing with all this stuff and helping my mom and everything. I
Right.
haven't got this, but yeah, it's cool. I always kind of wanted. I've had a few vinyl releases I've been on over the years, and it's just cool to. I think it's just cool. It's just for something to do with a vinyl. It just seems like it's just the whole next level. Like, okay, I got a real record out.
Right. For like nostalgia purposes.
It just seems like it's cool. It's like it seems like it's the one format that nobody can. It's the one format that nobody can make themselves.
Right.
You could make duplicate cassettes. You could burn CDs. You could share your wet files.
Right.
But nobody's got a vinyl pressing plant at their house.
Exactly.
So that makes it cooler too. Nobody can make them besides. I mean, I guess somebody could make one if they wanted, but it
Right.
costs them a lot of money.
And I also want to say your cover version of Maggie May, Rod Stewart's Maggie May, is absolutely killer.
Oh, thank
That
you.
was like one of the first songs I listened to on the album when it came out last year,
Uh,
and I just love the grittiness of it. It's awesome, man.
yeah, it's funny. I've been wanting to do that song since. Oh man, it was still in the '90s when I was like, you know what, I want to do Maggie May sometime, and I'd screw around with it once in a while, get some people to kind of play it once in a while, and it just never took it all the way to the end like this. So finally, it got done.
Right. How is it working with Phil?
Oh, it's always good working with Phil because we're friends first of all. I mean, we've been friends for many years, so there's that level of where we can joke around and bug each other, and there's also that level of honesty where you can say, you know what, that just sucks. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, how should I fix that, or or whatever. So it's always good, and I always know that he wants it to be the best it can be. He's not just saying, oh yeah, that sounds great, just to get us to pay and move along. So
Right.
we always trying to make it the best we can, and I started recording some other new songs with him too, and going for a little bit different sound on the new songs than we did on Face of Music. On Face of Music, we wanted everything real clean,
Right.
kind of old school and clean. And on this new one, it's got a little more dirtiness and grit on it that I wanted to try on some other songs.
So, can we be seeing a Prophets of Addiction second album coming soon?
I don't think that it'll be a full record right now, but it'll be some songs for sure.
Okay, cool.
So I guess that's what people were doing nowadays, anyhow. Because I mean, in reality, most of the business is just singles, or it's a record. But in reality, they're singles because you just go online and it's just on
Right.
the streaming or whatever.
Let's get into. There's one song on that album in particular. You've been quoted as saying it was one of the hardest songs you ever wrote. It was
Oh,
slipping away.
yeah, I didn't say it was one of the hardest. Actually, what I said was it was one of the most important.
Or
Uh,
important. Yeah.
Lyrically, it was one of the most important. I mean, there's been a few of those songs over the years, and they had to deal with somebody passing away, like on the Pretty Boy Floyd Size Really Doesn't Matter record. I wrote that song 727. That was about the drummer's sister passing away. She got killed in a car wreck, or whatever.
Oh, wow.
And then this one was about my stepdad, who was basically like a dad to me. Right. And and that was kind of the story of our, once I found out he had cancer, it wasn't real bad at first. So I finished the tour that we had, and then we were supposed to come back and do more, tours. So I canceled all the tours and all that kind of stuff. And I just hung out with him for like, another year and a half, pretty much every day, and then he was in and out of the hospital, and I had to stay at the house, and, I'd have to help him. And, as he got worse and worse, I'd have to help him and, get him out of bed and we're all right, time to get up, get him dressed, all this. And that was kind of the story of that song and what it's about, us hanging out together in that final year.
Right. Well, it's a pretty deep song, man. I've been pushing it here on the show.
I appreciate that.
Pretty awesome. It's pretty deep.
Yeah.
So another thing, a lot of people don't know about you, you're a BMXer. And for you kids that don't know what BMX is, it's bicycle motocross.
Yeah. Well, I raced in the 80s and I loved it. And, I raced from like 1980 to maybe a little bit in 86. And, I could never, I never had the parents that would take me all around and buy me all the stuff, go all the big races. I'd have to figure it out, work jobs and try to get my money to buy my bikes and this and that. And during COVID, I got bored out of my mind. This kind of relates back to my father. Is I took care of him. I canceled all those tours, and I took care of him for like a year and a half, whatever it was. And once he, and then once he passed away, I had to take care of all this stuff and help my mom with the estate stuff, with all this stuff. Right. And then my mom needed the back surgery real bad, but we couldn't get her the back surgery while my dad was sick and dying, because then I have two parents laid up. So we had to wait. So once that was done, she got the back surgery. Then I had to help her with that because she couldn't walk around. She was in a care center for like a month. And so finally, now at this point, it's been about 2 years. So finally I said, I got to get back to playing some music and doing, living life and doing what I do. Right. And I booked just an acoustic show in Tacoma, Washington. I played that. That was cool. And I was getting ready to get things going, get the band back together. And that's when COVID hit. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, I guess you can't play any music for a while. Man, what am I going to do? I'm going crazy. It's been 2 years.
Right.
I was the kind of guy that was always on the move. And I was like, oh, I know what I'd do. I got the great idea. I had bought a bike several years before with the intention of, I'm going to go race one of these days and go back to the track. Well, I decided I'm going to go race. So I drive all the way down. I figured I would be good because I was good in the 80s. And little did I know, first time I went to the track, I broke my wrist, broke my finger. I never even got to race. I was just in practice. But then I was hooked already. So then I got better, and then I started just racing all the time and getting faster and faster. And, and I'm still at that point. I just was in Virginia a few weeks back, and I was in Missouri. Right. And then I race locally all the time, and I'm, going to more coming up. So, yeah.
You just took fifth place somewhere, or you just placed somewhere, didn't you?
Just raced?
Yeah, you had a race come up. You placed pretty high.
Well, I had some real tough competition in Missouri. I got some fifths and fourths and stuff. Some of these, I thought these were going to be a bunch of old guys that were all out of shape. No, it's old guys that are all training. and the thing is, I got to race the guys. I got to race a lot of the guys that were in the magazines and stuff back in the days. They still race.
Right.
Some of these guys never stopped racing.
Wow.
It's 40-something years later, and they're still racing. I'm wondering why I can't beat them. Well, that's why. When you cross the finish line, everything's timed nowadays. And I'm only like a second behind them, but a second in a 25, 30-second race is far. It's 15, 20 feet. So.
Right.
I just keep working on it, hoping to get faster.
Right. So what type of bike you riding? What brand?
I'm on the Daylight. Daylight is the name of the bike company. based out of California. It's made in USA, and I'm on that team. So that's
okay, cool.
So I have that 20-inch bike and a cruiser. I race both classes.
Right. I remember the days of the PK Ripper
Oh,
Skyway.
those are still out there. SC Racing's still out there.
And what was the other one? GT VMX.
GT, Redline, all those, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Back
yeah.
in the days, yeah.
Yeah. So, is there any plans for some shows coming up this year for Profits?
Well, we had a festival thing kind of booked for the UK, and that fell through. They told it that turned into a big ordeal, so we're not on that. And that's kind of I want to play shows, but
Right.
but it just depends if we can get on some good ones and
Right.
if I have a band that can play the shows.
Right.
I'm not going to go out and play anymore and not feel 100% happy when I
Right.
walk off the stage, and I'm not going to play the show with any doubts in my mind how good it can be,
Right.
And it's really not that hard.
Right.
It's just a matter of playing in time, playing with the right feel, and knowing the songs. But apparently, sometimes that's too much to ask.
Yeah.
So
Let me ask you this. What's your take on AI music, man? It's flooding the music scene. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I don't really listen to it. I mean, to me, it's kind of the same. It's just, kind of the same as it's always been, if you ask me, because I never liked most of the music that was out there in the first place.
Right.
So, or I would think the lyrics. I mean, even in huge hits and most good songs, I think the lyrics are terrible.
Right.
I really focus on the lyrics, and the music is just something that goes behind it, and
Right.
it can be as simple as it can be as long as it has the right feel. And it all starts with the drummer, and having Wayne as the drummer, that starts the foundation for the
Right.
song to be good right away. And then so I mean, it can be one note. The song can be one note if the lyrics are cool and
Right.
stuff. In reality,
Right.
So as far as the AI, the songs, I don't listen to it, but I don't listen to whatever else was out there before. I mean, it's all kind of been. I mean, majority of it's been kind of AI in the first place. If you think about it,
Right.
You got songwriters, you got vocal pitch correction, you got all this stuff. So at what point is that all fake too?
Right. Right. Yeah. Wayne was on the show here just about a year ago. He was on right when the album dropped. And he's an excellent drummer, man. He's got so many projects going on and stuff.
Yeah, and one of the great things about Wayne is, he can play all this crazy technical stuff and all this and stuff, but at the same time, he loves Hanoi Rocks and Backyard Babies and all those kind of bands. So he knows what to play, and he can execute and play it right.
Right. Exactly.
As far as us working together, we had planned to work together many years before this. Then he got sick with his problem that he had.
Right.
And so that all got put on the back burner, and we finally got to do it. But
Right.
me and him we talked a lot about getting together and writing. I got all kinds of stuff I could have songs. I got songs that are like speed metal and stuff that I'd never, I'll just screw around with these riffs and stuff. And one day maybe I'd like to do like a whole bunch of different stuff, like some metal songs, some like dancey songs, all kinds of stuff.
Right.
And he can play it all. So, what's the problem? Let's just make it happen. We're gonna.
All right. So, all right, Leslie, I won't hold you up much longer, man. Where can people get this album at? Face the Music at bravewords.com. And
Well, yeah. I'm not sure the vinyl somewhere. Brave Words has it streaming. There's CDs available all over the usual places. The record's available. I'll have it up on the website pretty soon. I got to get some boxes to ship the record out first.
Right. All right, Leslie. Hey, thanks a million for coming on the show, man. And looking forward to some new Profits, man.
Yeah, thanks you. I appreciate it. And if you hear of any shows for us to be on, good ones, put in the word.
Absolutely, man.
Appreciate it. All right, thank you.
All right, Leslie. Thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye.